This video is a response to Mrs. Jada Pinkett Smith's boycott video of the Oscars. I am sure you have carefully and thoroughly scrutinized the whole situation and have decided to speak your mind regardless of the repercussions that you know will come forth. I don't know you personally to bring any judgment forward, but I had the opportunity to work with your husband on the movie set of Ali, and I found him to be a very kind man, contrary to some others I have met in the business. We all know that there's a price to pay whenever one decides to speak up or expose any wrongdoing against a group or any powerful organization. And to risk it all because you believe it is the right thing to do by being the voice of the many who can speak for themselves is the genetic component of a leader. Nevertheless, to ask of others to boycott the hands that feed their mouths will require more than just a mere request, since not everybody is willing to prioritize dignity over fame and money. I have the utmost respect for your courage and your principles, but I would not partake in the idea of blaming the Academy, since every black actor is responsible for prioritizing his or her own dignity. I think it is safe to say that most black actors have handed out their license to the industry in order to be treated and be devalued the way the Academy has been treating them for so many years. The big problem is that most black actors want to be famous so badly that they are ready to sell their souls for a fist of dollar and a well sold out illusion of fame. Anytime one is too desperate to possess or acquire something, then one is subject to prostitute the self in order to obtain the desired object. I too am an actor and a director, but one who is not willing to travel to Hollywood to lower my standard and be devalued at the mercy of a lousy role in a film. A real and a very passionate artist or actor is one that only concerned about his craft and the legacy that he will leave behind versus the wealth and the fame that he will acquire in the process, or rather the quality of the work that he is passionate to share with a very large audience. For anyone to express a rebuttal to your post that an actor has bills to pay is nothing more than just a scapegoat in order to justify and accept certain humiliation rather than finding other alternatives to make ends meet. I'd rather work as a janitor or actor if the company I work for acknowledges that the floor can't be kept clean without my presence, while they provide me with the respect I deserve as a human being and a valuable employee. The aforementioned subject is not something new in the movie industry, much less in any other work environment across the United States. I too have experienced prejudice and racial divides in the workplace, but I stood up for myself and for others despite knowing what the consequences would be. But I had no regrets for doing what I thought was right. We have far too many extraordinary black actors who have given great performances on screen, only to be given a trophy when they have accepted to be denigrated on screen by the studio. We have seen it in Monsters Balls and Training Day. We have seen the great performance of many other black Americans in blockbuster films, for which they never got a trophy. Now, the question we ought to ask is, whose fault it is if black actors continue to cry or beg for recognition that the Oscar don't think that they are worthy of? Mrs. Smith, with all due respect, You shouldn't think of embarking in the boycotting campaign only when the Oscar is coming. The fight for fairness and righteousness should be an everyday contract until the racist cancer is dissolved and eradicated. It's time that black folks start supporting the things that reflect their values and their likeness on screen. Perhaps it is time to promote independent films. Let's not watch any movie that is not diverse, period. And perhaps you'll begin to see the change that you wish. Because, believe it or not, black people are a big contributing factor in the movie industry business. I'm an actor, an independent filmmaker who doesn't need to be in Hollywood to consider myself as a passionate artist. It's more about the art than it is about the money and fame. I'm with Mike Billow, and I make my own Hollywood.